Danielita, ¿sí ves?
Hey
Mira,
everyone. How are you?
mira.
How are you?
¿Sí ves? Empieza
Sí.
mucho antes de lo que
El
uno
chat,
cree. El chat.
párate ahí y ahí te sale la otra ventana. Eso, perfecto. Y agrándala.
Sí, señora.
Pues si quieres. No.
Ahorita después. Hola, Alejandro.
Hola Alejandro. Hey
Em,
everyone.
how's everyone doing?
Going, I was gonna
How's
say.
everyone going? Yeah, that's our new.
My.
Well, we can make it our. That's pretty good. So, what
That's
are we?
the new let's get started.
Let's get started. Yeah, I missed that one.
Yeah.
Hey, Liad, how you doing?
Hey Liat.
Yeah, I missed that. I missed the. You know what we should try to do? We
What?
should try to get the old.
Yeah,
We should-
for the
I'm
intro.
sure that we could do because we have that video.
No, of course we can.
Yeah.
I mean, we would
you
have
need
to
to
time it. Because
yeah,
we always
I mean,
like
I
start streaming, but we don't know that we're streaming.
I
So
think I know. I think if we put studio mode, I have to watch a video. You can actually kind of edit real time, like some of the, and you can fade things, and you can
Okay.
do stuff like that.
Okay.
I think. I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, what are we doing today, Danielita?
visual correspondence
Hey,
number
Robin.
3.
Visual correspondence number 3. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
we
my
are.
turn.
Yeah.
But before we do that, what do we got to do?
Oh, the raffles.
Yeah.
The
1946
the infamous
April raffles.
December 2021
I
raffles.
know, it's terrible. We've had these
So-
paintings for so long.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So what are you doing
We're gonna
first?
do it here. So this paper says rifa
Milk.
donaciones.
Okay.
So,
So donation.
Donations.
So for the donations,
So you
we
can
have
show
this,
the
yeah. We have this nice painting of Jonathan. Okay, let me, because that's not in focus.
it glares a tiny
Yeah,
bit,
it's
but,
gonna glare always. So.
but it's on Instagram. So
Yeah. I gotta take a better picture.
so
I gotta scan this one.
um
I want to put this one in the book.
So I'm gonna grab one.
Yeah, you do it. There was one. Wait. Do it again, because there was one like up top.
Have one, right?
I think so.
So
The winner is.
the winner is Jeffrey Avila.
Woohoo!
Oh my
Jeffrey's
God,
like-
Jeffrey has. I mean, I think
We're
Jeffrey
doing-
has to
yeah.
win the like
You
buy
gotta,
the
you gotta
lottery.
buy the lotto, Jeffrey. Yeah, because he's
What's
won.
going
I think he
on,
won the last
Jeffrey?
one, and he won this one. And we gotta say, I mean, all of these names are Jeffreys, but
No.
no. Just to make it just so that,
No, that's a terrible joke. Because then
but
they're
look,
gonna.
just so that everyone
But
knows.
then that person's gonna feel bad
No,
because
no,
they're
no.
not the winners.
So this is Joanne Morrison. So Jody is also here. So everyone's here. You guys should trust
Yeah.
us. But Jeffrey,
has
I
the
don't know how
best
Jeff has
luck.
this luck.
Yeah.
But good, that's awesome.
So congratulations, Jeff,
Congratulations, Jeff.
And-
And
for the compras, rifa compra.
okay,
the
so for the
person-
painting that, for the people that have supported us purchasing a painting, there's this kind of earthy painting of Fer that's kind of stitched down the middle. It's kind of nice. I actually really like this painting.
Yeah. So
Go ahead. Jeffrey. He actually
Oh,
could
yeah.
because he bought a painting. I think he bought a painting in
but
December.
I mean, if
I
he
mean,
wins,
No.
no. And I was gonna say he has to
He has
get
an
the lottery.
amazing luck.
So-
Amazing luck.
Because I never get anything.
I won like a chick.
A chick?
Like a chick, a little chick. It's a very Colombian thing. They used to do raffles when we were little
Oh
kids.
no, I have to wait because I have
Oh
two
my
in my
god.
hand. So
You're gonna
that's
pull
not-
two Jeffreys now. Just one.
Is it
I'll do this
one?
one. I'll do it. I'll do
No,
it.
I have it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So,
again, could be Jeff. It would be amazing. No, stop it.
no, I'm joking.
Okay.
Mike Richens.
So, Mike, thank you.
So thank you,
So
Mike.
the painting of Fed is going to be heading your way. Remember, guys, we have no control over the bureaucracy, that is the Ministry of Culture in our country. Some days we sent out for permits and... Are you okay?
Yeah, I want to make this.
Okay. Some days we send the Danny's prone position again. Some days we send the paperwork for the permits, and in 2 days they're here. And there's other days where it takes like 10 days. So if your painting in particular takes a little bit longer to send, that's probably what's happening. So it's not on our end. We usually have one day where we go out and do all the shipping. Because it's just not. It's quite a bit away. It's maybe half an hour walk away. And it just wouldn't be, it just would be a waste of time to go every single day to try to ship something. So Wednesdays is usually our shipping day.
Yeah.
And yeah. So probably the one and only reason that the paintings would take longer to ship is because we're waiting on the permits.
So Liad was asking,
Yes.
whose names are in the bowl? Is my name in the bowl if I bought a painting?
If you bought a painting during the month of December, so it's always. Yeah, because if not, we would have 400 names. And I mean, that's
So
a
it's a
nice raffle, but we want to do it month by month. So if you've donated during the month of December, that's where you would be in that pot. If you bought a painting,
if you donate during that month,
exactly,
you're going to be in the
you're
other.
going to be eligible for
the other
usually
bowl.
It's a smaller painting for the donations. They're all very nice. I've always put my all into the smaller paintings that are for the donations. And for the one that is the people that bought, you don't have to do anything else. If you purchase a painting, you immediately go into that pot, and I'll do one painting a month, one extra painting a month, and you just immediately get in. You qualify for that. So, it's pretty easy. And it goes month by month, and we've said it. We have no shame in saying it. There are months where donations are super low, and it's 1 in 6 chances or something like that, 1 in 5 chances. And that's pretty good. I mean, for $25, let's say, you would have a chance to win, a nice painting. I think Jonathan's painting is pretty cool.
Yeah. So for the people that maybe don't know about it, if you donate $20 or more, you can participate in the raffle for
Glare
a painting.
City. But yeah. So that would be the one today. This is moleskin size. I actually, I didn't tell you, Danny, but I actually not primed it, but because I didn't seal the paper prior. I guess if you properly want to prime paper, you would have to rabbit skin glue it, maybe. Just so that you isolate the fibers a little bit more, initially. Although paper is flexible, and rabbit skin glue are crystals. It crystallizes, so it's never a really good choice to put rabbit skin glue. You would have to put an over diluted rabbit skin glue layer on top of your paper.
But why did you paint it here?
Because I put acrylic, gray acrylic paint. I have a gray, a value, I forget, 5 maybe. I had a value 7 and a 5.
Get it. You did it because you did it also
so I put
front,
2 layers in front,
okay,
and the paper was like this.
Yeah.
And then if you put 2 layers in the back, it just balances itself out. So it's very nice. It's a nice way of ensuring that your paper is, in equilibrium. So that's very nice. Anyways, should we get to it?
If you want to.
Yeah. So, for people who don't know, I think most of you in the chat probably know, but for people that don't know, we're having this weekly conversation with Danny. I mean, we talk every minute of every day.
Yeah.
So, but in terms of this particular exercise, of this particular exchange, what we're doing is we've created this very simple kind of visual correspondence where I propose a painting, then Danny answers back with another image, whatever image of her choice. I mean, with me, it's probably going to be drawings or paintings. That's my range. I don't know if I'm going to ever... I mean, I could, but if I'm going to ever just risk doing anything else. But maybe I could. If actually the right reason makes me want to.
If the answer fits another medium, you would.
Exactly. I wouldn't force it just for the sake of forcing it. So you answer with your image, and now it's my turn to answer back at that
Also,
second image. But yes, what were you going to say?
Oh no, I was gonna say what you said because you did like this. So I
Yeah,
understood
but maybe
the
I read your
couple
mind.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but the way we plan on doing this exercise, even though it's like a long exercise, we could extend it for 200 weeks if we wanted to.
Maybe we would.
That would be really good. I don't know. That was like, yes. I don't know. I was doing something. But what we're trying to do in terms of the logistics behind the way we socialize the project and the way we can commercialize it also is doing little pairs. So last week we put out the first pair, which is my painting and Danny's, and we offer them as one. They're always going to be like a couple. I mean, it makes sense with the two of us. So I'm going to start this week again but I'm not going to start from zero. So it's based on the painting and the things that Danny said, about space.
Yeah, and this one that you showed today is going to pair with the one that I'm going to do.
That you have to do now for next Monday. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Nice sweater, Danny.
Oh, thank you.
Riley says.
Thank you, Riley.
Yeah,
I am, ¿cómo se dice estrenando?
I'm estrenating.
So
it's new.
Yeah, it's new.
It's a new sweater.
And
she loves jumpers. So
yeah.
Send hashtag send
colorful.
Danny jumpers.
I mean, you can see the ¿cómo se dice?
Zipper.
Like the zipper. That's
Mm-hmm.
super cool. I think that's cool. That's why I got it.
It's a really nice sweater.
Thank you.
The color looks great on you.
Thank you.
Me, I'm
The
with
colors.
my traditional black underneath. Black. Excellent. So let's do the same thing we did last time.
So you show it first?
So I showed to you.
Yeah, to me?
Yeah, and then I have it here. So it's a strange one for me.
Oh, but I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
It's a kind of weird one, and hopefully I'll explain. Because I think...
Well, I love this.
Yeah, I think this is the reason that we're doing this.
Yeah.
So that, sometimes I don't know what I'm going to paint, and I'm usually...
That's
people
the
always
corner of my desk, right?
No, it's another one. But,
okay.
So let's
but that's here.
Yeah, of course it's here. Yeah. Let me show people.
Okay.
It's this one? Yeah. There we go. So this
I
is...
love it.
So this is
you
is
know
the
what I
painting.
love too?
What's that?
The tape.
Oh yeah,
on
I like
top?
the top. Yeah, I really like the top.
Like it goes perfect with the cracks.
Yeah, I like the top.
Amazing.
So this is the corner of our bathroom actually. The bathroom
Oh.
that's in the front.
Okay.
In the front door.
Uh-huh.
Was right in front of the front door. That's what I was going to try to say.
So were you
I was going to the bathroom and
brushes.
let's say I was in the bathroom.
Okay.
Let's make a day.
No. I was gonna say the bathroom where you clean the brushes. I was not saying.
Robin
that you
says,
were
"Smell
doing...
the painting."
Oh.
Did I put wax on top of it?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
You did.
I mean, it looks like I polished the. What do you call? Because I wanted to search for this, so you guys can help me out. What do you call the rails that are in the bottom? Before the floor, because we call them guardaescobas.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's
broom keepers.
Yeah, if it's to prevent the broom from hitting the wall. Because if you clip the wall constantly, you would chip at the wall. So I'm guessing that's why we call them. It's like to keep the broom off.
But broom keepers would be a great name.
Yeah, for a group.
Yeah.
Broom keepers. Yeah, but I don't know what this is called in English. I hate to say it. I know in Spanish. I mean, in Spanish, it's just super normal.
So it's like the border that divides
it's usually
the floor.
wooden.
So
skirting board.
Okay.
Oh, gracias, immaculate skirting board. Wow,
Okay.
never heard that.
So no broom keeper.
No broom keeper.
Okay.
Immaculate in Spanish, do you call them guardaescobas, baseboards, or trim?
Trim, soclo, the trim.
The trim. Okay.
En España,
Rodapiés.
rodapiés.
I have no idea why.
Oh, but
in Brazil,
Marcelo says
rodape. Oh,
so
look at that.
We
So
are the weird ones. With
we are the weird ones.
guardaescobas.
Yeah, guardaescobas. But I'm pretty sure I'm not off.
Zócalo, soclo.
I'm not off by saying that it's to prevent the wall from getting chipped if you are sweeping the floor. So yeah. Anyways, so plinth. Maybe I've heard plinth.
No.
But isn't plinth?
Maybe,
I forget.
I mean, maybe you have.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I've heard the trim now that I remember.
Okay, so there we go. But I think we're all on the same page.
So we're gonna call it broomkeeper.
We're gonna call it. We're gonna call it broomkeeper. So, so why this? Because this is not like a regular thing that I would paint. I mean, I can paint. You know, I find excitement in painting just about anything.
I'm sorry, can I say something else that I love?
Please go.
You did the dust.
Yeah, I did the dust.
The dust on top.
Yeah, I painted
which
the
is
dust.
like so iconic of that bathroom.
Yeah.
Because you clean the bathrooms.
Yep.
I clean like dust.
Yeah.
And I always forget that dust.
Yeah.
So like when I go to that bathroom, I'm always like, I have to clean it. But then I never do.
Yeah, no, and every time if I'm vacuuming, for example, every time you hit the base, there's always poof, always like little bits of
but you don't vacuum on top? Because I always vacuum first, like the top of the trim, and then I go down.
I mean, you are better than me. Yeah, you're better than me. You're a better person. No, I can clean every inch of a toilet. But if I see that little, top layer of that base, I'm like, that's meant to keep the dust there. So
this is amazing.
Oh, thank you. It's a weird one for me because I don't usually do spaces like that. For sure, what I don't usually do is to stay looking at like little wood grain or little
Oh, so that's why you did it?
No. So here's the thing.
Okay.
So here's the thing. You know how... we were speaking about space, the space we work in, and how you were alluding to the sort of transitioning nature of the space that is, your workshop, where you paint, your studio, that place that you work. It's something that you carry with you, but it's not like as if it's anchored in one specific space. It's not as if there's a geography to it and that's the space where you work. And part of what we do, and I think for me, part of becoming comfortable with painting, surrounded by, Samoan Fer, or when I was at my mother's by my mother and all my like nieces and nephews and the dog, it was realizing, okay, I could sit on this table and paint. And everyone can be around me and everyone can talk and everyone can do whatever. And I have to feel okay with that. And I think I was super, super comfortable with that, with envisioning myself as somebody who was, from now on, hopefully, was going to be okay with wherever you put me. And I always, do you want me to take the,
no,
do you want to keep it?
Okay.
And I would like to believe this about myself, that in life, right now we're at a good moment, but I'm sure that life throws you like curveballs, and I'm sure that in some years we're probably going to have a little more trouble, and it's going to make us stronger.
It's going to be different.
Yeah, but it's going to make us stronger. I mean, life is ups and downs, like peaks and valleys, and that's totally fine. And hopefully, we'll have each other and we can overcome those troubles. And I think that if we can do that, we're going to be stronger as a couple too. And maybe after that we do even better. That's life. So I'd like to always believe that regardless of where life takes us, I'm going to be okay and I'm going to be able to paint no matter where. And you've probably heard me say this, but that I believe that if you have like this connection with paint, they could put you in a room, whatever room. It could be an empty room. Right now I have a room full of the stuff that I love, but you could, take all of this out and I would miss it. But, for years in my life, I would paint in the, emptiest of rooms. But I would always, as an exercise, I would always try to teach myself that if the room was completely empty and there was no, weird corners or doors or anything, and if I just had to look and I would always, I've always said this, like if I had to look at a corner of a room, like I would see the universe in that corner. Like that would be enough. That would be enough for me to paint for, a bunch of lifetimes. And I'd like to believe that, that's something that I don't really seek, because you could seek it and you could just as an exercise say, I'm going to empty everything out and I'm just going to come in with my paint and I'm going to paint corners of my room, the corners, like the square quality of this room, the volumetric quality of this room. I'm just gonna paint that.
Okay.
And I'm sure that I think I would be okay. And I think I wanted to just experience like a little bit of that exercise. Because even though I've said it, though I've said like, oh, I can find pleasure or excitement in a little corner of a room, and I could see like the world in that corner, I had never done it.
Yeah.
I had never done it. Like I had never said, okay, that's, in the sometimes weighted way in which we say, oh, that's exciting enough to paint. I try to teach myself not to say those things, but in the way that you would say, oh, that corner is exciting because, and I like that when I decided to do this, there was no because. Like I was in the bathroom and this idea popped into my head and I was like, okay, that's a good idea. That's what I'm going to try to do. And I just looked down and it was like, that's the corner of the bathroom. Like I didn't have to explore the whole, apartment to try to see which corner had most personality and which corner had like, okay, this is going to be cool to paint, or, oh, okay, light is hitting this one a little bit better.
You even picked the most plain space we have, because that bathroom has nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, so you wouldn't have like a specific place that you can say like, oh,
right, but
this corner.
Right,
like,
exactly. But I think it was nice that it was random. It was completely random. Like any corner could do. If I happened to pick like the most exciting one for whatever reason that would make it the most exciting one, then be it. Then so be it.
Yeah.
That would have been the one that I painted. But that's the one that was next to me when I thought, okay, let's literally paint this corner of the floor. And I didn't even question if the light was good or if there was enough for me to paint. And you know what was funny? When I saw what I was going to paint, I started thinking, oh, I should paint this like Eduardo Naranjo. Well, we can show some of his paintings later, but maybe tomorrow. But like honing in your vision and zooming in and seeing like tiny little things and grains and like cracks, and because there's a ton of imperfection. There's a ton of like this is not like an artificially created space. This is very much so human made. So the wood is chipped. There's paint splatter all over the place. Yeah. There are like drops of paint where the paint was thicker, and there's cracks because of whatever reason. Like maybe the paint just kind of ballooned up and it eventually cracked. Whatever reason. It speaks about time. It speaks about people traversing through that space. Probably many of those marks were here before we got here. Yeah. So it speaks about past and present.
And
so
time,
yeah, it's very nice. But I thought, okay, that's gonna be something that is super, super nice about kind of zooming into this space. But then I thought, it's nice. It's nice, and I can totally see how somebody else would paint that painting. I can totally see how somebody else would paint that painting. For example, people that do trompe-l'œil, those paintings that try to fool the eye, that's what it means. You know how the people that put paint a wooden board and then hang like a dollar bill.
Oh yeah, I know.
That sort of painting.
I didn't know the term.
Yeah, trompe-l'œil. That's my
again.
That's my French. Trompe-l'œil.
Okay.
Yeah, fantastic. You know how you say it in German? Trompe-l'œil. Anyways, I thought maybe for those people that pay attention to that little minutia, they can have a ball with that. They can spend like 6 months painting this, a year painting this, because they're gonna see every little bit of like where you can see the brushwork of, because you could actually see the bristle. The big bristle brush with which they painted the wall. You could see the little markings of the bristles. And there's a ton of there. There's so much there to paint. It's almost like overwhelming. It's almost like you're looking at, the tiniest little speck under a microscope, and suddenly a whole world opens up, and it is overwhelming. It's almost like, oh my God, I don't even know how to paint this anymore because I'm seeing so much. So a lot of my exercise was editing and was saying, maybe it doesn't have to be about this almost like superhuman, vision that you're now amplifying everything, every single little thing. And you're just, you are trying to enjoy all that little, or you're trying to understand like the bigger universe from like the smallest of particles. Again, that's a cool painting. I think that that's for somebody else to paint, but that's probably not for me to paint. For me, this is like, I'm not going to say my limit, but I think that this is where I would stop. Like, this is where I feel like I got enough of what I was doing, and I don't have to look further and further and further.
Because you did a lot of details. I mean,
for
it
me,
reads as a lot of details.
Yeah, for my
but it still reads
painting,
as you.
Yeah,
which is cool, because we also talked about this last Monday when I was saying that I didn't know how to like, because I said that I tried to do a drawing first,
right,
and then a painting, and then I realized, I mean, I was trying to do something that someone else can do super cool, because I think it's cool, and because I think that would look cool, but that's not the way I do things,
right.
Which I think it's amazing, because you're talking about that too. So
yeah. This is, I mean, it's not super foreign. I don't know if you remember a painting that I have with like a blue. It was like an empty office. There's a blue chair, at the end like of the office. It's like a very
like
empty space.
University chair. It looks like.
Yeah. I think it has like
That's why I mean.
Yeah. You're totally right.
Like a kind of table, the tables that you can
pupitre in Spanish.
No, but it's not like, no es ni un pupitre.
Well,
It's
what do you
like
call those chairs then?
Silla pupitre.
No, okay, yeah, I don't know what to call them.
I don't know. But I remember that painting, which is also, it reads like a lot of detail, but when you realize,
right,
it's not that.
No, it has sharp edges.
Yeah, which is what I think happens with this.
Yeah,
because I mean, you can read like all the scratches in the wood,
right,
and you can read the chips and everything, but if you look like super close to it,
it's a painting. Yeah,
it's like it doesn't read as a lot of detail.
No,
but like
all.
a mass, like a super structured mass that can make you read the cracks and the dust and everything.
I'm happy about that, because I've never understood how to paint, from those little details, or how to project my painting so that I can eventually reach those little details. Like, there is a point that I think I'm overwhelmed. Like, that I know that if I get into that, it almost feels like it's a rabbit hole, and I don't know if maybe I can spend 10 more hours painting it, but I have no idea if that would look better. It would just look like there's a ton of more paint and more marks, but I don't know if under my hands it can look better or it can look more resolved. So,
but that's why I think it's amazing that you could like talk about detail and show detail and talk about all the things that you were interested in. Like, because when you said, I mean, I saw all the cracks and all the things and I wanted to tap on that, you did. But you did it in a way that you're still comfortable with your painting. Yeah,
that was like that was super difficult for me, because I've been not painting like this for a long time. So even just pulling out like a ruler to do my strokes, to what I usually do, I didn't do tape here. What I did was an underpainting in umber, but when I started to paint, I had just a ruler that one side I rested it on my palette, which is a little bit lifted, and the other side I just put like a kneaded eraser, so it was just it was hovering over the painting, and then I would just with as much of a steady hand that I can get, which my hands are like, but I don't drink coffee, I don't smoke, I don't,
it looks super
so
steady.
My hand is usually good in that sense. I was trying to do tiny bit of perspective. So not everything is like completely parallel to each other. So there's a little bit of perspective, and just make it a little more organic. There are things that are a little, kind of uneven, kind of wobbly. There are chips in that wood that make it come in and out of that, kind of light, of that that condition of light, the lighting condition that's affecting it. This is like, super bathroomy. It's just like a halogen like light up top. It's hitting the top of that little board. That's why it has like that cooler kind of purpley little plane up there. It was really pleasant doing this painting. I went through the existential crisis of thinking it's not enough. Yeah, I was like, my God, it's just, it doesn't feel like I can get the most out of this. Like, so in my hands, it's not going to be enough. So
No.
yeah, when I say it's not enough, I'm not talking about subject matter. Subject matter is perfect. Like in nature, whatever you decide to look at, it's perfect. But in my hands, I was like, I don't know if I can make this, kind of feel like, like it belongs to the discourse that I've been saying. So I was kind of battling with myself. I've always, in terms of a philosophy of life, said, yeah, you could put me in there and I would never feel bored. And I came into contact with like, oh my God, is this true? Like, am I going to be able to not feel bored and then communicate that I wasn't bored? So it wouldn't, if you're not bored, you're not going to make a boring painting. If you don't think that there's enough there, for sure your painting is going to also speak that for you. So I was like, I felt uncomfortable, but it was really nice. It was like the nice sort of uncomfortable, which I think it's kind of, it's very enjoyable. I mean, at least for me, which even though I think, with our project, we've painted look at last week even, that we did kind of this super enjoyable but ridiculous week of like painting characters and just
I wouldn't say ridiculous.
I the best, in the best way you can interpret ridiculous, but just me injecting myself into all these characters. I've always believed that we have a very broad range, but still, what people react best, in terms of what I do is always like portraits. Like that's where they always think like my work shines. And there's a lot of people when I do something else, it's like, oh, I didn't know you did anything, outside of portrait work, which is kind of weird for me. I always feel weird because when I look at 25 years of painting, I'm always like, I've painted so much stuff, like so much weird stuff that has nothing to do with portraiture, and the sort of the moments that have kind of ignited those very different paintings come from all over the place. If anything, I feel like I'm a mess. Like I have done so much stuff that I kind of understand when galleries are scared of me because they don't know exactly what they can expect. So but regardless of that, still doing this right now, it just felt. It almost felt, okay, this is like foreign territory, and my mind saying like I have to paint a little bit sharp again. Even that, the smallest of things. I mean, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't make a painting better or worse. But that slow transition to saying sharper, that was such a huge thing in my brain. It just made me think so differently. So,
Which
and I've
is
always
amazing.
And I've always been, and I'm sorry,
go ahead.
I'll let you continue. Just I'll close this in a little bit. But I've always been horrified. You've heard me. Like perspective horrifies me. So straight lines just horrify me. Vanishing points horrify me. That's just like the math side of painting or drawing, and that stuff is just, oh my God. I just don't feel I'm good at it, and I don't feel I'm good at it not because I don't understand it, but because I'm scared of it. And it's probably because I don't know enough of it. Like I could never teach a perspective course. If I was teaching perspective, first thing I would show is like Egon Schiele. and saying, see, perspective doesn't matter. You can just, draw however you want. When the truth is, like, Egon Schiele could, when he was doing drawings of his room, of course he could understand perspective like perfectly. But yeah, I don't think I know enough. So every time I encounter things that have to be, that have to answer to like a very particular, almost like mathematical nature, scientific nature, I'm always like horrified. I'm always like, oh, I'm going to ruin this. I can't do this. I'm going to ruin this. And I always say, like, I'm not good enough for this. So it was nice. It was a very sobering exercise to say, sure, you're going to look at this, but even this tiny little space, because this is like a blown up space. I mean, in these dimensions, within these dimensions, that corner, is actually is probably, what is it, like 150% real, would you say? Like 1.5 times what? No, it's actually maybe, oh fuck. Maybe
it's like, say maybe
it's like
1 to,
it's like 1 to 1.
1 to 1. Yeah, I was going to say.
Wow, that's so weird, because for me it feels
that's why
bigger.
I like it. Like, I love that you did like a 1 to 1.
No, I didn't try. I could
I
could sell that idea to you. I could have said I wanted to do a 1 to 1, and it's not true.
No, but I was going to say that it's also because, I mean, you're always seeing the corner from like your height.
Yeah, but
so you never realize that corners.
I know,
which is cool.
I totally missed what you're kind of implying. Just seeing that, this is that size. But yeah, but I would be making up stuff if I told you that there was a reason.
But I would like to talk about that, because what I was saying is that talks about how you like really took a space in the house that you never focus on.
Right.
I mean, because with that little that you thought this was 150%.
Yeah.
You never.
As soon as I lowered my eyes, I looked at
that's
the
why I was looking
board,
like
and I was
that
like,
all
oh
the
my
time.
god,
and I was
it's actually probably
it's
smaller.
1 to 1. Yeah. No, I think it's 1 to 1.
It looks, or it's a little bit smaller, I feel.
But
that's
it's cool.
so weird.
But that's cool, because that makes you realize how when you focus on something, even just for one painting, you can learn a ton of that. Like,
and how foreign it is still.
And also how you can, like, not even have information about something in your mind if you don't really pay close attention to it. Because, I mean, if someone asks you if you have guardaescobas, you would say yes, but you couldn't describe them.
No.
Or talk about them, or talk about their dimensions.
After this painting, and the fact that it has like a little, like una canal.
Yeah.
What would we call that?
Like
a little, what do you call that? Like a canal. I'm going to call it, in Spanish we would say canal.
Yeah.
It has like a little, and I love that, because that's also the part in the middle of the bathroom.
Yeah.
I guess there's a column there, and when there are columns, this is what I understand from like architecture. But if there's a column, you sometimes do that little thing that's there so that it has enough space to move. So that's why you get that little ridge in the wall, so that it doesn't necessarily break or something like that. I think that's why they do those little things, those little detailing. It's not just a detail. It's not like, oh, let's do this thing just so it looks nice on the wall. But yeah, so I mean, what you're saying is totally right. Like, before the painting, I wouldn't have been able to tell you. And we've been here for how long?
More than
a little over a year and 4 months, maybe. Year and 4 months.
And 4 months.
Yeah. And we are super observant people.
Yeah, but I was gonna say that, for example, I did focus on that thing since the beginning, because remember I told you, it's kind of like peeled.
Yeah.
And that's why I bought.
Yeah.
And I went, because I never went to that bathroom, but I went to all the
guardaescobas.
Trim, to all the guardaescobas of the house with a tiny brush. Yeah. Like trying to mend everything, which is amazing for me, because that, like, that also translates in how I see or approach painting.
Right.
And that talks about how you approach painting in life. Because, I mean,
Right.
you talk about, like, wanting always, like, the simplified version. I don't know
Yeah.
how to describe
Yeah,
it. But,
yeah.
like to try to grasp everything with less.
Yeah.
And I'm always super focused on the details.
Right.
Which is super cool. I mean, because I've realized all these things, like all the cracks, everything. I always see all that parts.
So we got to uncover a completely, I mean, there's not much character to that part of our apartment, but we got to discover it in different times and in very different ways.
Yeah.
You discovered it because we moved in and you just saw that it had a lot of paint splatter.
I mean,
all over the place.
When we were looking at the apartment,
Yeah.
I realized that. I was like, oh, it's cool, but I would have to mend all the tiny bits
crazy.
of
Yeah, I
of
would have
wood.
never done
and
that.
I did. I mean,
Yeah,
and
you
it
did.
took me like 3 weekends.
Yeah.
Because I was like with a tiny brush going.
Yeah, it had like a bristle brush.
And I was like,
some,
hey, do you see the difference?
like
And
wood,
you were
like wood stain.
Yeah.
You bought like wood stain and just a bristle brush,
yeah.
and you were going through the whole apartment. And
Yeah,
I was like,
and you
oh,
were
this
like-
crazy person.
No, but it looks good.
Of course,
And
no, you made it look.
that you were like, oh, it looks good. And I was like, no, but I haven't even painted that. I mean, I'm asking you about this one other that I
Oh,
was
so
painting.
I don't remember
Yeah.
that. So I said
mean,
it looked fine.
yeah.
The one that was already the one that you hadn't worked on.
That happened when I was showing you in the hallway.
I'm always Mr.
I was
Fine.
like, hey, I want you to look and see the difference. And you were like, okay, wow, it's amazing. And I was like, what are you talking about? I did the living room and I moved the buckets here to the hallway.
Very
but I
me.
haven't started.
That is 100% me.
But that's amazing because that
You always tell me,
makes me think
oh, how's the
about-
rice? And I haven't tasted it, and it's like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Because I always know myself. I always say it's going to be fine.
But that's
I'm sure it's
amazing
going to be
'cause-
fine. And if it's fine, it's perfect.
Because that talks about you a lot,
Yeah.
about me a lot, and
Yeah.
this painting talks about you like 100%. Like
Yeah,
I
it-
can see you there 100%.
Yeah, it made me. And to be honest with you, like I don't know if you have that feeling now, but because maybe you're thinking, oh, I missed the bathroom. So maybe one day I can go into the bathroom and just paint, put some stain, some like
But
wood
I would
stain.
like to mend everything, but not that corner.
Oh, so we'll leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
So that
it's
corner
faithful.
is now important for the
okay.
house.
So it's faithful. But I have to tell you, I saw it and I was like, there's no, and you know how I love to fix things because I do like to fix things.
But different things.
Yeah, different stuff.
Cause I look like tiny details.
Yeah.
I'm always like, I mean, I don't know. We were taking out a chair and we chipped like a tiny bit of the wall, and I can't sleep.
Oh yeah.
And you like to fix like bigger things. I mean, you're like, oh, give me your old phone and I can make it good again.
No,
Or
well,
like a
it's-
remote controller or
Yeah.
something like that. I mean, you like bigger projects.
Yeah.
And I always fixate in like tiny details,
Yeah.
like in the minutiae of the things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but it's nice that we got to a common place.
yeah.
In my mind, a completely irrelevant common place because I'd like to believe that in my life I don't really care about these things. I think maybe if we were buying this apartment, which we can't and we probably never will, but I'm sure that if you're receiving an apartment and it's brand new, you go with that would be
You would sign.
you would be the perfect person.
I
Yeah.
would be amazing, but
I would be.
I mean,
where is the pen?
yeah.
Yeah.
You would sign like
Where do I sign off my
without
soul?
seeing the
Oh,
apartment.
nothing.
Because I remember, I mean, now that we're talking about this apartment,
Mm-hmm.
I remember you were like, oh, there's an apartment like
A block away.
a block away. Yeah.
Mm.
We can get that. And I was like, but wait, you don't know how many rooms there are or anything. And you were like, no, but I know that's the one.
You're speaking about this one.
This one,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. When we were in the last apartment, I went to the grocery store and I was walking and I looked up and was like literally the building right next to the one that we were living at.
But you were like,
And
oh,
I
we have
looked
to
up
call.
And I was like, oh, that apartment, they're selling this apartment. And I
That's
was
cool.
like,
Yeah. And
we
you
can
were
get
like,
that one.
oh, yeah,
We-
that
we
one.
can-
And I was like,
we can
oh,
rent
that's
that one.
amazing. How many meters? And you were like, no, I have no idea. how many rooms? No, I haven't checked. And I was like, how can we get an apartment that we don't even
I wasn't
know?
wrong. I wasn't wrong. It was
No,
perfect.
you weren't wrong. That's
was
cool.
perfect.
Because I did a list
Oh yeah.
of lots of apartments. And I mean,
400.
we saw this one and another one.
Yeah.
And we liked this one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but you would be the person that signs and
Oh,
don't even
blindly.
realize you're
Yeah.
buying a car and not a house.
No.
I mean-
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
That would be
the day
you.
we moved in, there's a donkey inside.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Well, you know, it wasn't the paperwork. It comes with the donkey. I was like,
I mean, even when we come here, because this one was the first like visit we
Yeah.
did, and you were like, "Yeah, that's it.
yeah, I know things.
How can we take? When can we take it?" And you said that to the owner,
Yeah.
and I was like, "No, but wait,
Oh, yeah,
because
you
we have
opened your
another
eyes.
appointment. Because
You
we had
gave
an
me your
appointment
eyes
like an hour."
what is this
after
idiot
that.
doing? Like,
Yeah, and you were like, "No, but I like this one," and I was like, "Yeah, we would have to talk
Yeah.
about that."
Danny always complains that if we go out, like shopping for clothes, which I never do, but I am the most boring person in the world because I see a pair of pants.
No, but I don't say you're boring.
Well, no.
I say that's amazing because that's not me.
Well, but it's like
You say I'm
when
boring
you-
because I always
for
take
you,
a lot
for you,
of time.
if we go out and you go like, oh, I'm looking for a sweater. I want a sweater. That for you is like that. This is gonna be a cool day. We're gonna go look for a sweater. I mean, I'm maybe
Because I
making it
like
a
to
little
do
bit
plans with
right,
you.
right.
But I'm
But-
like, hey, between this one and this one, and you're like, yeah, both. And
Both
I'm
are
like,
fine.
no, but I
both
don't
are perfectly
want to have
fine.
both.
are amazing.
Yeah.
You look incredible in both.
Can
but
we-
when I'm looking for anything, it's
Mhm.
like, oh, there's my pair of jeans that I'm gonna wear for the next year, and sometimes I don't even have to try them on, and I go like,
sometimes you never try
Yeah.
anything.
and I go like, yeah, these are it, and you're like, we're done, and it's been
I
we
mean,
left
Yeah.
the apartment 5 minutes ago, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm done. We can
Yeah.
we're done. We're good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know. I'm easily satisfied. No, that sounds wrong. Yeah,
No, you.
I'm happy with
Yeah.
almost anything.
And you also
I'm okay
know
with
You,
anything.
no, and you know the things that you like to
Yeah,
wear,
yeah,
and you just buy the things that you like to wear, and that's
Yeah.
all. Like
Yeah.
you don't overthink it.
no, never. So yeah, so this is it's really nice. It's really nice. I like the fact that from this, which is when I did the painting, I saw it as
¿Me la puedes poner
yeah,
allá?
sure.
Es que se me está hablando.
When I did the painting, I saw it as okay, let's like almost like put your money where your mouth is. Like if I've said, you could like almost like as if I was in prison. You could put me in a room, close the door,
Yeah, and you could always paint.
and just give me some paint. I would be like, that would make me keep my sanity and make me excited for life, for years.
Mhm.
And I kind of want to believe that. It's almost like with people that love to read. Like if you tell them, you're going to be stuck in here, but I'm going to give you a great book. And it's like, I'm not going to feel like I'm stuck in here if I read a great book. So that's painting for me. I just don't, I'd like to believe that I will never feel bored, or I'll never feel like my life is never going to feel pointless, or that I don't have a goal if I have like a little bit of paint right next to me. So, but I've never really put myself in that situation where it's like, okay, paint it. Go through that feeling. Maybe you know it to be true, but go through that feeling. Maybe you are 100% right, and you understand yourself well enough, and you know that you're going to be capable of doing what you feel, what you say that you believe in, but go through it. Because it's very different. It's very, very different.
Mhm.
When we did the 24 hours, I told you, no, my mind is in the right place. Like, we can do this. I can do this. And I knew I could do it. But I had to go through it,
Mhm.
and at the end, I was like, yeah, my mind was right. My body was lagging behind.
Mhm.
But my mind was right. And now I can say, oh, no, I've done that. And I know how my hand hurts. Like, I know that feeling. And this, even though it's like, this is not being stuck for like years on a single space and saying paint it. That, theoretically, because I wouldn't wish that upon anyone, theoretically, that's a beautiful exercise. I mean, we artists are weird people, so it wouldn't surprise me at all if there has been a painter that has done this, or there will be a painter that has done this. And they just want to inhabit this tiny little room with nothing, and they just want to paint the nothingness of that room for years, and then they do a show and they become famous and millionaires. So but this is just the like little gateway. This was just a little kind of instance where I was like, okay, let's see
if I can do what I say.
Yeah, let's see if we can kind of go through this feeling, and let's see what comes out. And it was weird. It was different. It was different for me, but I liked it. I think I enjoyed it. It was very. Usually when I paint, I'm very frantic, and I feel like I'm very reactive. With this one, the pacing was like glacial almost. It was so slow, but good slow. It was kind of like a good slow. It wasn't like, if you're painting a portrait, if you're doing like a figure, like you block something in and it's like, oh my God, I can kind of see it and it's taking shape. And then you put a few brushstrokes and it's like, oh my God, it's like solidifying. And then you put in a couple more brushstrokes and you're like, oh my God, it's there. Like it's there. This was not like an it's there painting. It wasn't like you reach a place and it's like fireworks. It's like, it's almost like it's always kind of there. I actually drew it with like a color pencil.
You're uncovering it.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, but it's almost like
building it.
But there's not going to be like angels with trumpets, or there's not going to be anything like, ceremonial about. Oh, finally, there's a painting. It just feels different because when I did all the line work for this, I was like, okay, that's going to be the painting. You can kind of see it. And you go like, okay, it's like there's 8 lines to this painting. There's nothing else. Nothing. There's 8 lines. I'm exaggerating, but let's count them. That would actually be kind of nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm counting everything. I know which ones we'll go through them if you want some other time. But so it's 15, 16 lines. And it's nothing. It's nothing. I mean, honestly, 15 lines feel like 3 in a way. So
15?
you're still.
Because I see 1, 2, 3.
No, well, we can't do that. I can't even. Okay.
1, 2.
We can do this. Look, because people are not seeing that, Danny. I can do this. Look, I can do this. That's a little bit easier. Okay, but it's not like I say 15 and you say
no. But I can't see the.
No, maybe I'm counting in the little channels.
Me too.
In the little channels,
2.
I'm counting like 2. There's 3 here.
Where?
1, then the width, and then the other one.
Oh, so that's the one I was missing.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of, but again, it just feels like nothing. It feels like, and you could, now that I say 13, 14, whatever, 15 lines. That's a figure. You could construct a figure. You could construct a face with like 6.
And you could also construct that space with like 3.
Maybe that's what's beautiful about this. Like that, what I saw as what I mistakenly saw as too little is actually kind of like the same building blocks of everything that I always do. It's just that you can make it more and more complex, as complex as you want. And I think that's our curse. If I have to think of it as a curse, is that we just want to see a ton. We're just almost flooded with information and with how something feels. Sometimes it is information. If there's a ton of information, like if there's patterns or little details, like there's a ton of information. Not in this case though, but maybe the paint chips and the little splatters. There was a ton, but I think that plus how you feel about it, how something, how you're trying to sensibly, understand what you're looking at. That when that adds up to something that at times feels unbearable. And I think that the natural tendency that we have, maybe as human beings and for sure as painters, is that we just do a lot. We just see a lot and we do a lot and we try to say it with a lot. And then when we acknowledge that, then comes the lifetime of trying to, understand it essentially, to say, okay, but I can see how, it makes sense. Like if you're painting a pasture, I can see how it makes sense if I just see every blade of grass because that's what it's there. My mind is telling me that this pasture is just full of individual blades of grass. So, you kind of tell yourself, so I guess you can evoke grass by painting individual little strokes that look like blades of grass. But at some point, you may go like, do I have to paint individual blades of grass? And if you look at foliage of enormous tree, and you say, okay, I'm sure there's thousands of leaves in here. And I'm sure that if I start to try to paint thousands of leaves, I could eventually configure them into the foliage of this tree. But is that the painting, like the painter's way? Even though there's not one way, but there could be a painter that just falls in love with doing every single one of those.
And that could be amazing too.
Yeah. That's incredible. But my way, so when I was saying the painter's way, I'm referring to each like individual's path. My way steers me away from that because that is overwhelming. That is just like, I don't know. I can't even like perceive things when I think that there's so much inside of them.
Mm-hmm.
I can't deal with it. So it was I think it was very nice to say, okay, this, which maybe you can take all the information and extrapolate it to the nth degree and make something that is confounding to you and make it unbearable and make it, something that you're never going to be able to solve through painting. And that's, that is a challenge. Maybe for me, it was like acknowledging, okay, there's not much here, but not much can be not just enough, but can be amazing also.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a lot. It was very, every single painting should be a learning experience. But I think this one was teaching me at a very different pace. Very, very different pace. Because I'm usually concerned with like gesture or with character. I think I always speak about character when I'm talking about like the human body or the human gesture or a portrait, or even like stuff that is just an object. Like an inanimate object can have a ton of character too. But I think with this, I just, there was this kind of natural separation between me and the subject matter.
Mm-hmm.
And I just couldn't grasp. I couldn't say, how am I going to give this character? And it wasn't about, let's make it chipped or let's make the little paint splatters or let's make... And I told myself, okay, I can acknowledge those because those are part of the nature of this little wooden, board. But there has to be kind of something beyond that doesn't reside in like the smallest of details. It's almost like if this was a portrait and somebody had a ton of freckles, it's almost like thinking, okay, I have to start with all the freckles because the freckles give it, that person character. It gives them so much of their personality that I have to do the freckles first and then think of them. Mm-hmm. I think this was kind of that, if I had to think of it applied to a human being. But it was, it was very humbling, it was very, very interesting. And it, and the other side of it, before I forget, is, it's that I know I sometimes put all the weight into one side of the balance when I say these sort of things, which, usually they're not meant to sound so absolutist. But when I say like your subject matter doesn't quite matter, and I try to always follow it by saying, a painter can find, joy in anything, and I kind of say it from that perspective that if you were imposed a subject matter, a painter can't afford to say, I don't connect with it. I'm sorry. I'm not going to paint this. I'm not going to paint this. This is kind of boring. So if I'm bored, I'm going to create a boring painting. Nobody wants to see a boring painting. Like, I need more. I need something different. And I've always believed that, no, if somebody said, hey, you got to paint this apple, or you have to paint this little nut, this little, pistachio nut, you could be, okay, yes, of course. Like, you could find yourself bewildered by that little nut, and then have the most awesome time painting it. And then not just painting it once, you could paint it 20 times, trying to emphasize 20 different aspects of that little nut, every single time you paint. So now it's not just a nut, it's just the starting point for 20 different exercises. And if you're capable of doing 20, for sure you're capable of doing like 100. And if you can do 100 nuts, you're already like, okay, now I can do thousands of just these single nuts. And now you can see a lifetime of painting a nut. And that's what I've kind of, that's where I come from when I say, subject matter doesn't quite matter. Like, what you paint doesn't really quite matter. But I always, and I'm super, super, I try to be very conscious of every single aspect of this conversation. So when I'm being very serious, I also say, no, but of course, what you paint matters. You can't just say, oh, it doesn't matter what I painted. Like, I haphazardly bumped into this subject matter that may spur a conversation that maybe that doesn't belong to you. Maybe that's a weird form of appropriation, or maybe your voice is not the voice that should be behind this subject matter. Those are all questions that, nowadays we totally have to deal with. And that's good. I'm never scared of having conversations that should be had. I think that sometimes people think that because conversations should be had, then everything else, like everything just shifts the balance of everything. That shifts completely the balance of the universe, and you've lost rights because you've acknowledged to have certain conversations. No, not at all. I think conversations have to be had about, should I paint this? Can I paint this? Am I allowed to paint this? Does this belong to me? Will my voice be appropriate for this subject matter? Can I add something to the conversation? Am I the person to add something to the conversation? Am I going to be completely ignorant? If I educate myself, can I then paint it? If I'm fully educated about something, am I still supposed to paint something that doesn't belong to me? Woof. Super tough questions. Those are really, really tough questions. I don't think there's an easy, no, you should not paint that. You should never paint that. I don't think so. I think in art, art works because it always gives you a chance to properly do something. Now, how to properly do something? Woof. Very tough. Very, very tough. But having acknowledged that side of the conversation, I still believe that as a painter, you can always say, when imposed to me, if I'm self-imposing it, or if I'm distilling everything and I'm left with like the simplest of things, like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the sense that again, a little peanut, just to keep with a peanut metaphor, or is going to just be a peanut. It's going to be about a peanut. In the same way that a bottle was never just a bottle for Morandi. I think that's the easiest example of all. It's not. It's a way to organize the universe. It was always, I always saw it as a way to organize and reorganize the world. And hopefully I'm not sounding hyperbolic, because I can see 20 different paintings of Morandi of like the same stupid little painted bottles. And they are going
to be stupid.
Well, no. Yeah, but
like
you know why I'm saying this.
Simple bottle, yeah.
You know why I'm saying this.
Yeah.
Like, it is a nothing. There is like nothingness to that.
Yeah, no, but
the
I
whole
said
point, the whole point that it becomes something is because it started from nothing. Is because it was just a bottle that he even made it even more
interesting.
No. Like he stripped away the identity of the bottle by painting it opaque and painting it white or gray. So there was a lot of stripping down something that was already like so banal that it's like there's nothing. So yeah, maybe that's not the right word, but I'm just trying to push the idea that there's like this nothing, quote unquote nothingness, quality to those objects. But when you see it, you get every bit of feeling that there is so much more to it. And I love that. I love that. I think that is very much so a truth of painting. So I think that's at the other side. If I was doing like a balance, that's at the other side of this weird conversation when we say, what should I paint? And does it matter what I paint? Because, the other side of that, this side is a far weightier side that has to do with, with meaning and the significance of your subject matter. And that one, that is a very, very tough one. But yeah, so I think it was those two elements, just to round it up, just putting myself in a situation where it just felt foreign enough, that, where I would try to finally say, okay, if this was my subject matter, how does that painting exercise feel like? What does that look like, and what does that feel like? And battle with that feeling of it not, initially not being enough. Because I told you, I'm being super sincere. When I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I don't know if this is enough, but I'm super happy I stuck with it. And I went through a very different sort of pacing that scared me initially. I think that the scary part was the one that prompted me to view it ignorantly, to assess it in an ignorant way. But I think if you keep with it, you realize, oh no, this is painting. This is just painting. It feels the same as all the other paintings that are more familiar to me and that I enjoy, but it just, the time of it is different. It's very, very different. What it kind of throws back at you is maybe it may not be super loud. Like when I painted the penguin, for example, last week, that's like super like high octane, high, character, and the painting spits back at you, all that personality. This one was just like a little hum, like a,
Which is nice, because sometimes the subject matter is the one that's asking for a different timing.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Which
totally
is
right.
Cool, because you can't think that painting the penguin, as you said, would be like this, like would feel the same, or
Right.
would take the same amount of time that painting this.
Right.
So
But
I
you know
think it's
that
cool, like understanding the timing that everything requires. That
Yeah.
I mean, you are painting that, but it doesn't depend only on you.
Yeah.
But that they need different times.
And you're totally right that what happens is that sometimes we are above what we paint. It's not about what we paint, but about ourselves all the time. And sure, we are the ones that are painting, but then what you're saying is totally right. If we surrender some of that ego / responsibility or like that role that we think we have in a painting, and we grant a little bit of that to our subject matter in order for that to be more of a horizontal relationship, you don't just say, hey, I paint one way and everything that you give me,
And we'll accommodate
I'm going to
it.
put it in a
Yeah.
blender and I'm going to, spit it out the manner in which I always paint. It's like, I'm sorry, but I only paint this way. I'm sorry. It's like, It's like, you know what you're getting. This is me. I can't do anything else. That's just my sensibility, period. And, we've always said that there's a larger range to painting. That doesn't mean that you're sacrificing yourself. When you expand that, you don't lose yourself when you do that. So I was very happy that you said at the beginning that it felt like me, even though it's a different sort of painting. So, yeah. So I think that's the end of my presentation. Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm gonna do. No, like I'm being super honest.
Well, I had no idea what I was gonna do
like
last
I
time.
have to, like I'm listening to you, but at the same time, my brain is like trying to think about something. Like,
yeah. I was trying that last week with you, and I realized my brain, I couldn't do it.
Because that happened to me the first painting you did. I mean, as soon as you were talking about like taking risks and like stepping out of your comfort zone and making decisions, I was like, I am going to paint your old studio. And I knew that while we were having a conversation.
Yeah.
So now I am a little bit lost, but that's cool too. So.
It's the best of the most uncomfortable of feelings to having no idea, because everything that comes after that seems like little explosions. I mean, they're not huge fireworks.
No, and I was gonna
little
say I don't know if they are like good explosions.
Fireflies, little fireflies. They can't be explosions, but little twinkling lights. That's nice. It's nice. I think it's nice. I had no idea, and my epiphany was in the bathroom, as it always happens to be with my case. But the most ridiculous of spaces or places, but that just seeing myself surrounded by and looking down at a corner and saying, "Oh, stupid corner full of dust," and that was it. That was it. I realized, oh yeah, sure, 100%. But and then I told myself, oh my God, does this mean I have to paint a corner? Like, I thought it was gonna be the worst painting ever, but it didn't matter. When I saw it and I said, that's the painting, I said, we'll see how I paint. We'll see. We'll eventually see how we go about this. But what I knew was that was it. I love that. I know it's scary, but it's it's like you're going, it's like you're walking and you don't know when or where you're gonna, see the light. I don't know where I'm going with this.
I
don't know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
But no. But it just feels like I've always felt
like
that
you don't have somewhere you're going,
yeah.
but you're still walking and like
I'm always aimless.
appreciating the view.
Yeah.
That's what you were trying to say.
Maybe.
Not like seeing the light when you're walking.
Well, yeah, that's I'm dying. Yeah. That means I'm not here tomorrow. Hey guys, Nicholas wanted to be here, but he died.
No, I don't say
No,
that.
saw the light.
No,
saw the light.
no.
Metaphorically died.
No,
saw the light.
Not even.
Now he's just
about
painting corners. Now he says he won't come out of the bathroom because he's gonna paint there for years. No. What I'm saying is that I think you kind of know this about myself. Like, the things that I do, they just slowly fall into place. Slowly. Very slowly.
But not that slow.
Well, but it's just, I don't force them. That's what I was going to say. I never force an idea or I never force anything.
No. Yeah, I know that. But thinking about me and the answer I have to make.
Oh, you are.
I am super slow. That's the thing. And now I have a timeline. I have a timeline that I have to obey.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to have something for this Monday.
Yeah.
So I can't have that much time to think about what is like the answer that
when am I going to see the light in my path?
That
Stupid
my
path.
brain really has to that conversation. So I just have to, like, my brain has to be super active all the time.
Yeah.
Like going to the conversation again and again and thinking about the painting you did so I can find the answer that I want to give. Not like any answer, but like like an honest answer that I would like to give to that painting.
That's good. I think that's the cool. I mean, I know you as a painter, and if you, I'll do this just so you don't.
Yeah,
I can do this. I know you, and I know you're capable of doing amazing paintings, amazing images, amazing works. Like, I'm always going to be your fan. So it's not a matter of doing amazing stuff. It's not. It's just, this is like the letter I sent you, and then you're going to write something back, and that's it. It's about writing something back. It's not about your penmanship.
Yeah, no, but I want to answer to what you sent me.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, if I send you a letter,
like
and it takes like 3 months to get there on a ship,
no,
it wouldn't be cool if you just write back flower and apples.
That was a terrible example.
Well,
I was going to say, like,
if
you ask me in a letter, like, how are you? And I'm like...
flower and apples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that wouldn't make sense. So
but you wrote it beautifully.
I want it to make sense.
Good. I mean, I think
I think
that's the cool part of this exercise. Not the let's make let's try to make a really cool painting part. That's never the objective. Let's see. Let's read some of the comments. Yeah, I'm going to try. I'm going to squint here a little bit because I don't have my glasses nearby.
I can read if you want to.
Let me try. Hector Acuña, I love the roughness of the edges and the chipped excess paint on the wood. Thank you. Cody Winicky, I have heard you say that before during the sketchbook project, and I love that sentiment. I have heard you say that before.
About like if you have to, if you were trapped in a room.
Yes.
Nicolas.
Yeah, sorry.
Focus.
Yeah, the one thing you said today, for
like
the last hour.
The reason for the painting that you did. I mean,
little stuff. But thank you, Cody. Let's see. Hector also says, this is such a great example of how space can feel big and small at the same time. The boards look like they could be a waist height. Yeah, you're right. I actually lost... I think that's what impaired me from really understanding. I mean, I'm looking at them, and they're about that big. They're like, what is this? Like 12 centimeters?
Yeah, they're big. I mean,
they're about 5 inches, I would say, in height.
I don't know inches, so...
Yeah, 12 centimeters. 12 centímetros,
sí,
¿no te parece?
Por ahí.
Yeah. So... yeah, and I kind of, like, if I hadn't done the painting, and Danny and I were here, and somebody told us, hey, how tall is that?
Oh, you would
I think we would... yeah, no, I think we would kind of reach that.
Yeah.
But having painted it for some reason...
But you said it was...
It just...
like
it just,
150%.
Yeah,
I
think painting it messed with my head. And I think part of it is what Hector is saying, that there's like this weird, very vague space that I was moving that I completely lost the sense of scale. I completely lost it. It just felt bigger for some reason. Maybe because I was just so into the painting of it.
Also, you were...
just felt bigger.
At level with that thing. I mean...
Right.
That's
that must
what I was
feel
saying. That you always see that thing...
looking down at it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like you're
totally
up
right.
looking down. So you have a distorted idea of what that really
Maybe
is.
if I go down, like
I did when I painted. That's why I tried to give the example. Like I kind of knew a little bit more about like all the details in the wood, because I lowered myself to level with that to paint.
You're right.
To paint it.
You're right.
And you have never done that. So
no. That would have been like, again, totally different exercise to just paint it, paint it from life, which would have been, I mean, Danny would have seen me painting from life, just lying on the floor, just painting this little painting. So it would have defeated.
You wouldn't even have that much space, because that bathroom isn't as big.
No, but I could have picked on any other edge, but that would have defeated the purpose of us keeping the paintings from each other, so that this can be the moment where your mind just kind of percolates.
Percolates?
Yeah, like coffee percolates when you're brewing coffee. How you two are so cute and cuddly. It's pretty. It's because I shaved.
That's why you're cuddly?
Well, it's like my genetics, my nice cheeks that come from my mother. My genetically enhanced cheeks are more evident when I shave, so it makes me cuddly.
But they say
Cute.
you too are cute, and I don't shave.
You can be the cute one. I can be the cuddly one.
You're
maybe?
not that cuddly.
Yeah, so you can be the cute and cuddly. I could be the you too. Optische Tauschung. Okay, that's Alejandro. That's
When you did the
Optische.
when you
Optiske.
did
Optiske.
the German joke about how you call
Oh, trompe-l'oeil.
you have a terrible memory
That's
when
why
you
you're
read
here.
the comments.
That's why you're here. That's why you're here. You know, when I become senile in 2025, and you have to deal with me, you know, when I'm older, it won't be any different.
No.
It
yeah,
won't be
I was
any
gonna
different.
say, yeah.
You know, you've had like, you know, years of training. So
I can tell.
perfect.
And I mean, I could even tell my stories again and again and again, as I always do.
Don't put me through that hell.
You
I
wouldn't
mean, I
even
won't know
realize,
it.
yeah?
I won't know it, but it sounds like Sisyphean torture.
But you always say that I tell the same stories.
You always do.
So, I mean,
But I never
it's the
know.
same.
I don't know if I'm saying it. I don't know if I'm right. It's like the rice. Is it good? And I haven't tried it. It's great. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, because you
it's
never
like
pay attention
how does it look painted? And I'm like, it's great. It's like, no, not that one, you idiot. This one. So it's gonna be always the same. Let's see. Mucho detallito genial. Gracias, Iván. Nicholas, did you film the making of this painting? I'm sorry, Alejandro, but no. That would be... Oof. It just feels different. I think we need the liberty of not filming these
it,
paintings. Yeah. But trust me, I did it. Like, that's the only... Like, with honesty, I can answer you, I did it.
I did it as you did the painting?
Yeah.
Because, of course, you did it. What are
Maybe
you
there's
talking
doubt.
about?
Maybe I'm painting something that's so weird. It's like... I just outsource it.
It really feels like you.
I hope so. I hope so. AJ says, hey, AJ. It's true your portraits are remarkable, but you get me every time with your still life paintings, Nicolas. Thank you, AJ. Arash says, Arash Bachrechmand. Arash Bachrechmand. I think he's going to say you killed it. A question. How would you wrap up your project when you feel you're too picky about details such that you ended up spending much more time than the expected given the time budget? Oof, that's a tough one. I think you just always have to be conscious of what you're painting. Like what Danny was saying, that she'll have her timer on 20 minutes to not only just stop, but stop not just to rest, but to assess. Mm-hmm. That's the most important thing. Yeah. Just to assess if you're closer to the goal that you had set out for yourself, or if you are, which
lost.
Is totally fine. Yeah, you're completely lost. I think that's one of the most important things about painting. Time, in terms of time management, not because time is precious, not because it's like, oh my God, this painting has to be done in a couple of hours, and you know you're only going to be good if you're capable of doing it in a couple of hours. Sadly, that is very true for like animators or people in, you know, doing production work for movies, animation, video games. They are judged based upon their efficiency. So, and they expect incredible results at an like almost unforgiving pace. That's not cool. That is so not cool. But when you're working for yourself, and let's say you have some, you know, that you can be lenient with yourself, and there is some wiggle room where you can say, okay, I can do this painting not in 1 day, but in 3. Let me see how that feels. Then you can allow yourself to have time and say, I'm going to use this time wisely. Not wisely in the sense that, again, of trying to be super effective, but wisely in the sense that every time I sit down to paint, I'm going to try for it to mean something. So if I paint for half an hour, it has to mean something. If I paint for 8 hours that day, I have to make sure that I'm, you know, that at every moment, at every kind of instance, at every stage of those 8 hours, I kind of know where I'm headed. even if it's a tough painting to entangle, but you are generating experiences that you can learn from. And then, maybe that first day it was all whiffs and all misses. But if you are generating experiences that can teach you, then the next day you can say, what did I learn? What did I learn from yesterday? I was complete failure. What did I learn just so that I don't see it as a failure? So that would be... I always think I used to paint... I now paint that?
I just now paint that.
Oh, okay. So you guys serve too much as an inspiration. Cool. By the power... What? By the power invested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. Well, we're not. I mean, we're together. We don't care about, getting...
We're partners.
We don't care about getting married. But legally, I think by Colombian law, we are...
By the law invested.
Yeah. By Colombian law,
yeah, because
we are
been
partners.
Living together for
we
more
have
than
shared
2
the
years.
same... So by law in Colombia, if you share the same space
for years.
For over 2 years, you are now legally bonded. So,
Woo.
We are together for life.
And even if the state wouldn't say that, I mean, we are together.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Jeffrey,
Said.
You are a very lucky man. First of all, I won the raffle again. Oh, and Jeffrey, I'm going to take this opportunity. Hopefully, you're listening. To answer to your email. Jeffrey was asking about liquid, like a little bit of a technical question, but I can try to answer this because this painting had a liquid underpainting. So I don't know, Jeffrey. Sometimes what I've noticed is that liquid, if you don't leave the cap on tight, it does gel. Another thing I've noticed, if you put it and the sun is hitting your liquid, it's like anything that has solvent in it. The sun is going to evaporate the solvent. Whatever solvent is in there, if you put sunlight on it, it's going to evaporate it, for sure, 100%. And if it evaporates the liquid, it just gets, it's not going to feel like a nice painting medium, like flowy painting medium. It's going to start to feel more like a gel, like a painting gel. Painting gels are not bad, but usually the body is quite different from more flowy painting mediums. So just be careful with that. Maybe the cap is not always on. Maybe you have it right next to the windowsill. Maybe sun's hitting it, so just be mindful of that. But yeah, usually, and we're saying liquid, but liquid is just a brand, remember. But alkyd mediums, they should be flowy. And liquid, Winsor Newton actually makes one that's called liquid... Do you remember what it was called? Liquid flow or something? High flow? I forget. But it's like overly diluted. Detail. It's
detail. Fine detail, liquid,
fine detail, liquid.
I think
something like that. But what that feels like is just more solvent and less alkyd medium. So... maybe with that one you feel a little more comfortable. So that one, I'm speculating because they never tell you, but I am almost sure that, let's say, again, pure speculation. Let's say the one that we use is equal parts alkyd medium and solvent. So 1 to 1. Mm-hmm. Maybe the other one is 2 to 3. So 2 parts solvent, 3 parts alkyd medium. So it does have, the opposite. 3 parts solvent, 2 parts alkyd medium. So, there may be like a slight difference to how that feels. Maybe you're more comfortable with that one. So maybe give that a shot, maybe.
Yeah, but you forgot, because you said Jeffrey. Oh, I'm going to answer
Oh, and I
the
said,
question.
no, I said he has the best of luck, that he should win, he should buy the lotto, state lotto. Just tuned in and I won the raffle again. Thank you so much. But will you guys redo the raffle and take my name out so someone else can win, please? Oh, are you okay with that? I mean, we could do it if you say it.
Yeah.
But
if you're still here and you want to do that, we can do that. But also, don't feel bad for having good luck.
Dude, you're super generous with us, and you're always donating every month. You've bought paintings. Like there's nothing, but I mean, we see it as it's just, in all fairness, like we put your name in there just because in that sense, like everyone that's helping us out is we are equally as grateful to every single person that helps us out, either with donations or with the purchasing of paintings. So yes, totally. Oh, you're killing me, Jeff.
Okay,
okay.
Wait, because I have to see the font. Because
Okay.
we had two different buckets.
Oh yeah,
So,
because we took them out. Yeah, you made this file, so you figure which one.
Entonces, Mike es de este.
So, but put.
Sí. ¿Sí?
So while Danny checks, this is because Danny does the two lists and
With
she puts different fonts
so
that
can
we know.
Wait, so creo que esta es la misma font.
Let me see. I'll double
No.
check. I can double check, Danny, if you want.
O sea, Mike Richens sería el de este.
No, Danny, because this is.
Listo. Entonces,
No.
Mike Richens.
Yeah,
Era
it's from
acá.
that. And where did we put Jeff? Did you take
have
it? I lost it.
Just wait, because there's open papers here.
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
Okay. So if it's here.
So if it's Jeff, if he comes out again, we'll just take it out again.
And that would be a sign again that you have.
So I'll do
to
it if you want, because you did the first two.
Wait, because it one unfolded and I'm trying to fold it back.
Okay, so
Close
again,
your eyes.
once again, you're incredibly generous, Jeff.
Yeah.
You're crazy, but this will be for the painting of Jonathan. Jeff, you're awesome, by the way. You're incredibly generous.
So the new winner is.
Okay, close my eyes. They're all in the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah? Sure?
Yeah. Just one.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I think I picked one. If
So
it's
open
Jeff,
it on
Jeff,
camera.
I'll just say it.
Open it on camera.
Yeah.
'Cause I
No,
don't
no,
want
I
you
have
to-
it. I have it in my hand. Jeff, if this is you, forget it. Luck is telling us, the world, the universe is telling us that we have to send you the painting.
Okay, open it on camera.
So, no, it's Gershon Paul. So, Gershon.
Congratulations.
Gershon. Thank you, Jeff, once again. And Gershon, you should thank Jeff. I don't know if Gershon is watching, but you should
So leave it open here.
And okay.
Yeah.
So that was it. What's the price? It was this painting. Jeff, you're awesome. It's this painting.
Más atrás para que se
Oh,
vea.
yeah, right. This little Jonathan painting. Yeah, thank you once again. Buonasera, Ali. I write from Naples, Napoli, Italia. If you want to visit Naples, very good. You know what's very famous in Naples? The pizza.
Pizza.
Oh,
I was going to say
amazing.
pasta.
Pizza napolitana. I'll host you for free. I only need a few painting lessons. Okay, that's not for free, Ali. See?
Yeah.
No, but if in Naples, we will write to you and we'll see if we can meet. Hannah says, when is the next raffle for this month? So it has to
monthly.
be so it has to be end of the month.
So
Okay.
if you want to participate, I mean, if you buy a painting
If you've bought a painting for during
For-
the month of
of
January,
yeah, you're instantly in
Right.
the raffle for
So-
wait.
I'm sorry.
For the paintings you can buy. And if you donate in this month, or if you have donated in the month of January, $20 or more, you would enter the raffle of the donations.
Yeah. So and where can you donate? You just go to ourpaintedlives.com and there's a tab that says donations. And like I said, usually there's the number changes. So sometimes there are months that there's going to be a very, very good chance for you to get a painting. So yes, pizza.
We had pizza for lunch.
We had
today,
leftover.
which is the best pizza.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Let's not tell Ali what sort of pizza because he will faint.
They will faint. Yeah.
Ali, as a Napolitan, as a Napolitano or Napolitana, scusi.
But we have to say that this is the pizza we like the most.
Yeah. He would faint. He would say,
Maybe they also like this.
No. There's no pizza. There's no pizza. There's no. There are no. I mean, there's a few McDonald's in Rome.
There's no
fast
Domino's.
food. No Pizza Hut. No fast food. That's like a crime, over there. So no.
Okay.
Yeah. So, let's see. I think that's. Let me see what somebody.
Oh, so can you put the link? Wait. So let me.
I can give it a shot.
Go. Okay.
You can.
You can do it.
You can do it. You can do it with Offspring song
No.
maybe.
I
You
was
can do
remembering
it.
the
No?
the meme.
What is
video,
that? How does that go?
Like the famous video. Of the
Catherine
baby.
says there is so much to discover, like the reflection of the floor in the rim.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's amazing.
that. Can I tell you, Catherine? That was my favorite part. That was my favorite part of the painting, if I have to be honest. So let me do this in a second. Let me see. How do I do this?
So you go there.
So I come here.
Then you go
OPL.
donations.
Donations.
Copy.
Oh, it's like ourpaintedlives.com/donations.
Okay.
Copy. So, and then there we go. So
There you
it's
go.
easy peasy. There's nothing
Ooh.
nothing weird about that one. But Jeff says thanks for the liquid advice. Also, I'll try the other one you mentioned. Sure. And they do change. Like I sometimes buy like a bigger bottle, and I have to say they're not super consistent with the way they produce it. I hate to say it.
They're not consistent with the consistency.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. No.
But that's exactly
That's
what
low
it
hanging
is.
fruit. Low hanging. Anyway.
Catherine was asking, what is the wax layer for? Protection, enhancing the colors?
Protection for sure. Lowering the gloss, because liquid, as with many well, this one's not a traditional painting medium. This is more like a more contemporary painting medium, because I think it started like in the 1980s. But it's a glossy. It's very, very glossy. It's a alkyd medium is a paint medium that gels as it dries. So it dries very, very quickly. It gels, which means that it's, during the painting session, you can begin to feel how it changes. It becomes like super sticky as the painting session goes by. So I would say maybe around the 2.5, 3 hour mark, it just becomes a little sticky on your palette and on your painting. So it does mean that you have to paint a little bit differently, because there are no mediums that can dry that fast outside, like let's say using egg tempera that dries almost like immediately, or using like wax mediums that you apply hot, and if you're painting with resin, that hardens immediately. So it's from with traditional drying oil mediums or drying oil based mediums, it's hard for a medium to just shift its consistency during the same painting session. So it's a very peculiar medium, but it's super glossy, and when it's too glossy for the painting sometimes I don't care if I want a rich painting, if I'm painting with like saturated colors, or if there's like a contrast, like a really nice range and contrast. When you're painting glossy, you're gonna have the widest range in contrast, because paint naturally is oil paint. The nature of oil paint is to have a tendency to go to the glossy. It's because the pigment is ground on oil, on drying oils. So it's always going to look glossy. There are some transparent pigments that for them to quote unquote shine, that's a bad use of that word, but they have to be painted with a glossy medium. So if you want to take the fullest advantage of those pigments, or the fullest advantage of the range in contrast, you have to kind of like go a little more traditional. So, traditional varnishes, or synthetic, newer synthetic varnishes, or like I do, very thin layer of liquid. You shouldn't do that. I should preface this by saying they actually say it on the bottle, hey, this is not a varnish. I kind of use it as a final layer. I know it's not supposed to be, but I like it. And what I do afterwards, I put a synthetic wax on top, and just to lower the shine. It still gives it like a sheen. It still has like a very nice velvety quality to it, but it kills a little bit off that glare that sometimes bothers me a bit. So yeah. Ali says, I have been following you since the first day of these 2 years. Thank you. Grazie mille. I think I have seen almost all your videos. Oh, that's amazing. And I draw a lot of inspiration in these weeks. I'm creating 2 portraits. Awesome. Daniela on canvas.
Ooh.
One with my academic style. Maybe it's another Daniela.
No, because they
And
said
one with-
portraits of Daniela on canvas.
Oh.
Maybe.
Oh, this was the same phrase. I'm sorry. I broke it. Portraits of Daniela on canvas. One with my academic style and one with a style less conventional. Imitate your painting. No, that is impossible. Oh, don't worry about that. But that's awesome. Yeah, that's super cool. Show
you can
us.
show us
Yeah.
with the hashtag
We
or painted
love-
lives.
Yeah, we love when people paint us. We love it. We love it. We adore, and just because we love to see how people see us and how they understand us. So that's super cool. So best of luck, and whenever you want to share the paintings, just what Danny said, hashtag
Our painted lives.
and for sure.
Why are you so
I
like
don't know. I don't
gestural
know what I'm
today?
doing. I'm always gestural.
No, but you're like
Yeah, a little bit. Manuel Hernández, hola Nicolás y Dani, ¿tienen considerado alguna exposición de todo su trabajo? Saludos desde México. Bueno, la exposición de todo nuestro trabajo, en este momento tenemos nada, porque todas las pinturas
esta pintura.
pues se han ido a sus casas de las personas que las compran.
Pero
nos-
digamos
que nos apoyan comprándolas.
que voy a hacer acá como una
Dime,
conexión súper...
Conexión Colombia,
No, súper
no sé.
propaganda.
Ajá.
No, comercial,
Mm.
es que se dice.
Mm,
Pero
mm.
si quieren ver como si quieren
Ejemplo.
ver muchas de las pinturas que se hicieron en el proyecto en un solo lugar, está
el
nuestra
libro.
campaña, exacto,
Sí, arriba está ese banner.
de Kickstarter
Mm.
del libro que se llama Possibilities.
Donde están reunidos los primeros 2 años de
No
nuestro
todo,
trabajo.
No todo,
Primeros
pero
2 años. Sí, en una selección
exacto.
de los primeros 2 años. Pero es un libro de
Entonces-
200 páginas, entonces va a ser muy
Entonces,
generoso
va a ser
en
un
cuanto a
libro
imágenes.
chévere si de pronto eso les interesa.
Y pues bueno, nos fascinaría que nos invitaran a México a exponer a ti y a mí.
Ay, y a
Em,
comer, yo iba a decir.
Sí, bueno, pero eso tardaría tiempo, ¿no? O sea, si nos dijeran mañana, oigan, hagan una exposición en México, pues nos vemos en 2 años, la verdad.
Más, porque
Mm.
igual con el libro,
Sí, o sea,
Con todo.
no es fácil hacer una exposición. Entonces, yo normalmente me demoraba para las individuales que hice como 2 años, 2 años o un poquito más de 2 años. Entonces, siempre hay que trabajar bastante para una exposición.
pero ojalá visitemos México pronto.
Claro, México lindo, viva México. Michael
said-
Soros, hey Nicholas, just wanted to say that we received our Painted Lives books and they're amazing. Oh, that's awesome. Michael is
the person that talked
the person
about,
that the girlfriend. Yes, she lives in Canada, and we sent the books. Finally,
and
you
they
know,
said,
we are super happy that you give us a chance to make everything better. So
and they're saying thank you so much for sending them to us. We truly appreciate
no,
it.
thank you for your patience. Thank you for your support. Thank you for speaking out. Also, like you
Yeah,
know,
for letting us know.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
as,
yeah.
As
Tho-
we said, we don't really know
yeah,
because that part of the shipping, it was sad, but it didn't depend on us
Yeah.
wholly.
yeah.
So that's why we didn't know about a lot of
But
shippings that did.
It's always our responsibility.
No, that's why
always.
I'm saying that sadly that
Yeah.
didn't happen. So we don't have like the knowledge of the people who didn't receive the
Yeah.
book. But I mean, as soon as we knew,
Yeah,
we
we
sent
did
it,
have
so.
we did have shipping. Like a lot of it coincided with COVID, which is like horrible. We did have, for example, in many cases, and this happened a lot with Canada, to be 100% honest. A lot of the books went to Canada. They were in Canada, and
Then they got lost in
For
Canada.
some reason, either they were blocked, they were never returned, they were thrown away.
Or maybe they're stored
So
somewhere.
yeah,
I mean,
probably. I don't know
we
what
don't
they do.
even
This stuff.
know.
They probably open it up and they tell anyone like, oh, anyone wants this, anyone wants this painting. But sadly, it is something that happened, which is very sad because the company that shipped the books, they would send us, if you go and you check tracking info, all you can see is up to a point, and they could tell us, okay, they're in this city, and then that's all we know. That is all we know. So it is very uncomfortable, but thank you for speaking out, even
and
if
we're
it's
happy you received the book.
yeah, super super glad that we can make things better, that we can honor that promise that we did. But also, even if it's uncomfortable for us, like it's better for us to know it, and we'll deal with it. Like, we have no shame or no problem in either giving refunds or dealing with stuff. That's the persons that we are. So we always want to do right by the projects that we have. So thank you for speaking out, and we're super happy that very very late, but hopefully we made up for it. So you were very very kind to let us know what was going on, Michael. So thank you. Tia says, done the donation. Oh, thank you, Tia.
And Tia also said, I watch your painting videos on the channel a lot. I was thinking about supporting your channel, and now I did.
Oh,
Happy.
thank you. Thank you so much.
Because remember, YouTube limits the letters in the comments, so sometimes it's like a split answer. So
thank you so much, Tia, for that. Mark says, question about the way you paint eyes. Okay, that's awfully specific. How do you kind of lighten the shadows around the eyes? It's something that I've noticed with some other painters like Mark English. A conscious stylistic decision. I wish. You know what, Mark? Let me know when I'm doing it, because right now what you're describing, maybe it's super clear for you. I have no idea what. You're probably describing something that's super specific, and you're probably 100% right in your assessment of what I'm doing. It's just that by the way you're describing it, in my mind, I'm trying to think, I don't know what I do with eyes. I really don't. Maybe my eye sockets are not super deep, although sometimes they are. I mean, it depends. Easiest answer, Mark, it depends on the light, like the lighting condition. If you have if you have a single source of light, a very bright light on top of my head, the eye sockets are going to be so deep, so deep that there are going to be shadows around the eyes. So, but if the light is diffused, then, there's so much light bouncing off of walls or floor, everything, that fills up your eye socket. Right now we have a ring light that points directly at us, and that's why there's no real sense of an eye socket when you look at us. So that's what I paint what I see. If there's an eye socket, if there's like a deep shadow eye socket, I'm going to paint that. If there's not, I'm not going to force that onto the painting, because that's not what's going on. So maybe you have to be a little more open to the fact that the same shape can be described quite differently based on the different lighting conditions that are affecting it. That's going to be my kind of simplified answer, let's say. Callum, hey guys, love the painting. So nice to see the paintings that are multiple day efforts. Awesome. Yeah. They, for sure, if you give Danny and myself a month to do a painting, I'm not going to say they're better, but they would feel different. Better? I don't know. That's, maybe I do a 1 month painting, and maybe Danny does like a half an hour painting, and she totally kicks my butt with the half an hour.
I haven't done a half-hour painting ever in my life.
Probably kindergarten, for sure. That's the fastest I've ever drawn, I'm sure.
Yeah, but
kindergarten. I would draw Spider-Man in like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Now you tell me to draw Spider-Man, I faint. I see a lot of the webbing in the costume, and I'm like, oh my god. So I can't do this.
Ali Eno was asking, how much do you have to donate to get your book? So it's like, it's a campaign.
We can link.
We can give you the link.
The easiest way is to link the campaign.
You can put it there.
No, I'm more comfortable here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cause it's like the donation is for the raffle of the paintings, but this one's like supporting the crowdfunding. So
Yeah. So right now we're at a very.
no, pero ese no, porque ese no les abre. Te prometo.
You
Estás
sure?
en el del user.
Oh,
User.
user. Oh, this guy?
Ajá.
Oh, there we go.
Cópialo.
Thank you, Danielita, for clearing that up.
Yeah.
So right now we're at an awesome 259 books, which is great. If you ask me, that's super good. That's like lower edition, which makes it really manageable. I mean, it's still a lot of books, but it's manageable. So you can kind of nurture the books, and it's very nice. So there's a side of me, and we talked about this. There's a side of me that wants to say, stay there. Just stay there.
But of course, we are super happy and super grateful if you want to support it. Because now you're saying like...
Stay there.
No.
Please, for the love of God. Danny's like, no.
No, because I don't want people to feel
books.
like, oh, I want to buy the book, but I don't want Nicolas to...
Oh, no, stop. No.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
come on.
You say this, but of
I
course
think people
we're happy.
understand.
Of course, we're super happy if you can support
I think
us.
people understand. The other editions of the books have been larger.
Yeah.
So
no, but I get what you're saying. Like,
yeah, but it's just like
it's like a lot more controlled.
It's like our channel. You know, sure. Like if we could have 10 times as bigger of a channel, great. You reach more people. That's very nice because, you know, you can kind of amplify like a very, you know, I think we have a good vibe feeling to what we do. And if you could amplify things that are good vibes and, you know, a nice relationship and we're respectful and we work hard, those are all nice things. Those are all like super cool things. So if more people can see that, awesome. But there's also something super cool about our channel being kind of small. And I won't deny that. Like, I know that the natural tendency is just to want more and just, you know, more money from advertising or more doors to open up, you know, with more viewers. And it gives us a bigger chance to just charge more or get more money or whatever. But sometimes it's kind of nice to say, hey, we're at a good place and it's okay. It's fine now and it's nice. It kind of gives our, you know, little community character. So yeah, I kind of say it in that sense. It's just that. But yeah, the project will grow to as big as it should grow. Yeah. Like, we can't control it either. We could say, no, we want to make 1,000 books. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. And what?
I mean,
maybe
we could say it.
We could say that, but it doesn't mean that there's going to be a bunch of people, like 1,000 people saying, yeah, let me throw money at your face. Mm-hmm. No, that's not going to be the case. So no, whatever happens with the project, we'll be happy with. We'll be happy. If it keeps growing slowly, steadily, fine. If it stops here, fine. If it would have been smaller and if it would have just hit the goal where we wanted to make, I don't know, 100 books or, you know, 80 books, we would have made 80 kick-ass books. Like, what we're trying to say, I think, in the end is that however big or small, it's going to be like a loving project. It's going to be done lovingly. So that's it. Pepe says, sois los mejores. Muchas gracias.
Pepe, sí.
Oh, hell, I'm buying this book, says Jair Piñeros. Thank you, Jair. Alejandro Díaz Sicuy. Hola, Dani y Nicolás. ¿Qué opinan de la pintura de Juan Cárdenas? ¿Han tenido alguna relación con el proceso de ustedes? Juan, nos habían preguntado eso, ¿no? Curioso.
No, pues la semana pasada habían hablado
con tu pintura.
Que fue fueron unas flores muy chéveres de recibir.
Siempre.
No, y la semana pasada yo decía que, porque me preguntaron si lo había tenido como un referente para la pintura que había hecho. Y yo en ese momento respondí que no lo tenía pensado como un referente, o sea, no fue una persona que se me vino a la cabeza cuando estaba haciendo eso, pero que obviamente me siento muy halagada cuando la gente lo asocia con lo que pinté. Entonces, pues yo creo que los dos admiramos la obra.
Sí, es que muchas veces no es que uno necesariamente tenga que tener como, muchas veces un referente le invade a uno el cerebro. Y eso es muy lindo, pero hay veces también es súper malo,
Sí.
porque uno no se lo puede sacudir como de encima. Em, y otras veces hay como un universo de constelaciones de referentes que uno siempre carga encima de uno, que
Ujú.
por más de que uno no los esté como invocando cuando uno ejecuta una imagen, pues están, como que ya hacen parte como del
Pues sí,
ADN
e
de
igual
la...
está como el conocimiento
Ujú,
de ese artista,
sí,
entonces,
sí,
pues
eso
cuando alguien de pronto ve la similitud, uno
uno dice,
logra entender de dónde sale.
sí, sí, y muchas veces inconscientemente como que una imagen florece y uno está tratando de entender por qué y de pronto uno empieza a decir, oiga, de pronto esa imagen rondaba por mi cabeza, pero yo no estaba siendo tan consciente de
Ujú.
ello. Pero sí, y la semana pasada decíamos, pues, entonces yo creo que en el caso de nosotros dos, de pronto más en el caso mío, porque digamos que con mi mamá, ellos dos, los hermanos Cárdenas fueron profes de mi mamá, porque ella estudió en los Andes, en los 60s, finales 60s, comienzos 70s. No, comienzos 70s porque ella ya se había ido a Estados Unidos, pero finales 60s. Ella estudió cuando estaba Luis Caballero, cuando estaba Roda, Gian Grandi, los Cárdenas. Entonces era una universidad y una facultad de arte, pues, fantástica,
Sí.
honestamente. Em, ella tiene como relación con ellos en el sentido de que la conocen. Pues yo los he conocido a ellos en distintas etapas. Seguramente más, a mí personalmente más me influye Juan. Pienso que Juan es un monstruo. O sea, los dos pintores son unos pintores importantísimos para la historia de la pintura contemporánea colombiana o digamos de finales del siglo XX colombiana. Eh, para mí personalmente Juan es un monstruo y tiene una influencia grandísima sobre lo que fue mi crianza como pintor bogotano, digámoslo, ¿sí? Si
Ujú.
eso se entiende. Claro que él es
Sí.
bogotano, pero él siempre trabajó con una galería en París. Entonces, él también tiene como la pintura de él, yo no sé si Alejandro recuerda, pero voy a decir que como hace 10 años por ahí Luis Ángel hizo una retrospectiva de él muy linda, o sea, preciosa, preciosa, y sacaron un libro, o el Banco de la República, o el Museo Nacional, no era en el museo, no, fue en el Banco de la República, fue en la Luis Ángel, y sacaron un libro súper bonito y tenían un jurgo de pinturas preciosas, o sea, a mí me conmovió muchísimo, muchísimo ver eso, nosotros fuimos con mi mamá incluso a ver esa exposición, muy, muy linda, lindísima, lindísima. Entonces sí, o sea, hay una parte, yo como pintor, que yo me considero obviamente, por más de que, pues yo nací en Estados Unidos, pero pues no, porque yo estudié toda mi vida acá, pero después me fui a estudiar mi universidad, a una escuela de arte en Estados Unidos y vivía allá. Si usted me pregunta, yo soy bogotano, o sea,
Mm.
100%, 100%. Y la familia de mi mamá es de Buga y la de mi papá es de Santander, pero yo soy bogotano. Es como tú eres bogotana, pero tu familia es bogotana y del
A ver.
Valle Armenia, o sea, digámosle Valle Armenia, ¿no?
Pues sí, pero, o sea, mi papá igual es bogotano,
Sí,
sino
pero
que mis
como el
abuelos son del
ADN, como
valle,
el,
mis
sí.
abuelos paternos eran del valle, son del valle, y mi abuelo paterno,
Mm,
¿me qué? Mi abuelo
mm,
materno
mm,
es de Tolima
sí.
y mi abuela materna,
Uy, te
se me
varaste.
olvidó, se me
Yo voy a
olvidó.
decir Bogotá.
No, no, no. No, se crió en Bogotá, pero mi abuela materna no
Ibagué,
es bogotana. No.
¿no?
Ay, se me
Uy,
fue.
linda. Tú te metiste en esto. Tocó chatear, sí. Bueno, mientras Dani busca los orígenes.
No, ¿cómo se me va a olvidar? Qué pena, abuelita Elizabeth.
No, no, no. No, yo llego hasta un punto también con mi familia, Dani. A mí me
Pues mi
preguntas,
abuela.
pero a mí me preguntas bisabuelos. Mi familia que es alemana, la parte del lado de mi mamá alemana, yo llego hasta un punto. O sea, esta blancura mía no es solo rola, sino rola alemana. Entonces,
Y la mía es Sevilla Bayuna.
curioso, sí, sí, porque
Porque
tu
mi
abuela que es
abuela,
de Sevilla Valle es blanca, cristalina.
sí.
Em, pero sí, pero nosotros somos bogotanos, o sea, nosotros somos
Ah, sí.
artistas bogotanos,
Pues
que
igual
no sé
tú,
qué quiere decir eso, pero es
sí,
Bogotá, o sea, mi ciudad es Bogotá, o sea, la ciudad que he recorrido siempre, en la que me crié montando buses, busetas, ejecutivos, eh,
Transmi.
sí, que después fue SITPs, Transmis, o sea, es Bogotá, la ciudad que uno recorre es Bogotá,
Pues, y
entonces,
tú igual naciste en otro lado,
pero
pero yo no, o sea, yo no tengo de dónde no ser rola.
tú eres sí, y
Rola 100%.
sí, tú tienes mucho rolo en la familia, mucho hablado rolo también,
Pues
mucho,
según tú es un hablado solo de mi familia, no
un
rolo.
poco además, sí, un
Espera, mi
poco.
mamá está escribiendo, se
Sí, tu
demora en
mamá
escribir.
está triste,
No,
compungida.
pronto me dice estoy ocupada, ahorita te escribo.
¿Cómo así, mi
Ah,
amor?
ya.
No, ¿qué pasó?
Y mi abuela
A ver, sí.
materna es de Salina, la Salina Casanare.
¡Oye, llanera!
Ujú.
Muy lindo, muy lindo.
Sí, se
Yo no
vino
sé-
desde muy chiquita a vivir acá, pero
yo te iba a decir que era llanera, pero me dio como, no, ay, pues, pero es que,
está salvando patria acá
no,
en vivo.
¿cuál? Pues salvando patria si ya dijiste. Pero yo dije, no, pues no me mando porque que me va a dar pena si me pifio. Yo digo
Sí,
llanera y después tú dices, no, es de mariquita.
no, pero sí, pero todos, o sea, mi papá y mi mamá sí crecieron en Bogotá. Y mi
Listo.
abuela igual vino desde muy pequeña y creció acá, y mis abuelos también.
Muy bien. Entonces, bogotanos somos.
Sí,
Sí. El orgullo que puede tener un bogotano, una ciudad tan grande, supongo. Pero pues sí, bogotanos. Bueno, creo que esos son todos los comentarios. I think that's all the comments. So, this is going to be it for today. We're
yeah.
gonna go back to our live painting tomorrow. I think next week, tomorrow, we are going to, so not this Tuesday, not tomorrow, but next Tuesday, we are going to go to with my sister to pick up her dog, which is kind of cool, like a puppy. We're gonna pick up an Alaskan Malamute puppy. So
That was your
Christmas
Christmas
present
present
for her.
your
Yeah.
sister, yeah.
Yeah, so that's super exciting. But I think next Tuesday we're gonna be here in the afternoon, for
Yeah.
sure. But just so that you guys know, and our puppy, we're thinking December this year.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it's almost like we're both pregnant, so it's like 9 months from now. But no, it's just because we have to, and if we are gonna get like a dog, we don't want to get a dog and then say, oh,
We
I
have
have a
to
workshop,
travel,
goodbye, or oh, we have to go for 3 weeks to the U.S. to ship the books. No, that would not be cool for the dog. Like if you get a dog, you have to take care of the dog, like for as long as you can. So I think for us, it's going to be kind of cool December. Have we narrowed down
No,
the type of dog that we
No.
want?
no, we haven't.
We're open to.
I mean, you have a top 3.
I have
but
my top 3, and the 4th will always be adopting.
Oh, yeah.
A kind of mutt, a criollito. That's always going to be open. That's totally fine. We don't want to feel guilty if we want like a specific dog, because that's also nice. That's also beautiful. Dogs are amazing. So, if there's a puppy out there that we see and, we can give it a good home, that's going to be super nice. But yeah, December, late November, December, I think. Yeah? So I have my top 3. Should I share my top 3?
No, you shouldn't.
So my top 3 are...
No. And you did a 4.
Because I said 4 is the...
No, but don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay.
Because I think we have to...
No, we could do my top 3 and then your top 3 later on.
No.
It doesn't mean my top 3 has no more weight than any, dog that you could pick. Mine are just 3 options that I have in my head, which honestly, in the end, like if we meet another dog and we we both go like, oh my God, we didn't see it, but that's the dog that we want, we'd probably get it. So yeah, but I have, because my list, I don't want them to shed. I don't want them to bark that much.
But in your list, you have some that bark a lot.
Well, every dog barks, but
Yeah.
not
And every
like,
dog sheds also.
but I don't want them to like,
Because you always associate long coat
not, well, yeah, I know
with
that
shedding,
shorter
and that
coats can
doesn't-
shed.
yeah.
Yeah. But I've had dogs that shed hair like Tyson sheds like crazy.
Which is, by the way, an Australian
Shepherd. Yeah,
that's Tyson.
Yeah, that's Tyson. That's like my sister's dog, but it's like the house dog. So every time we go to my mother's, Tyson's there, and I took care of Tyson when he was
Pero
a puppy.
ovejero, how do I say ovejero?
Shepherd.
No, pero es pastor australiano ovejero.
No, but Australian Shepherd is
okay.
What, that's what Tyson is. Danny's sweater is super cool.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Mars
she's gonna try
Sa.
every video to have a new sweater.
No, of course I'm not.
It's a very Jay-Z
No.
thing to do.
I mean, and now that I'm thinking about it, I should use.
Si quiere un perro que no ladre, consigue un gato.
Sí, pero no.
Que no
gato
ladre
no.
tanto, que no bote tanto perro.
¿Perro?
O si
Que no
tanto
te
pelo.
perro.
O si shed a lot. Yeah, don't tell me about it. Yeah, that's a lot of hair.
But we also wanted a dog that's not that big.
Also, yeah.
So.
Yeah, big ones out of the question.
Yeah, because I would love Terranova.
Yeah, but
that's not,
crazy.
Yeah.
That's another
life.
Another human being.
Yeah.
Here.
Well, it's always another life, but that's like.
Sizable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obrero futurista dice que es shed que bota pelo.
Shed es que bota perro. Sí. Que pelo. Que bota perro. Dijiste que
Dije
bota
pelo. Dije pelo. Hay que revisar porque dije pelo.
Dijiste igual.
No.
Oh, Jeff says beagles are the best. Oh, but they're high energy.
And Liat said Shih Tzu dogs don't shed a lot.
Okay, but they're Shih Tzus.
No, don't be like that. I mean, it's
no,
not. It's
I don't want to feel guilty about not liking some, some dogs. That's totally fine.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
I'm not. This is not
No,
like
the thing is
I have hatred
No,
for those dogs.
I just feel sad because I love all dogs, so I don't want.
No, I love dogs, but it's so
like I
normal
want to protect
say.
dogs' feelings.
I think it's totally fine to say I like some dogs more than others.
So
I think that's totally fine.
Michael Soros said a wiener dog, which is one of Nicola's top 3, but also it's a high energy dog.
I'll lose weight.
And barks a lot.
I bark.
So.
Anyways.
Yeah. So we'll see.
That's gonna be our not mine lazy. Oh, you have a lazy beagle? Oh, I need one of those. My mom has a Shih Tzu. You're right, Nicholas.
Because that's also we've seen a lot of videos about dog breeds.
Yeah.
And it's so funny.
Ridiculous.
Because it's always like, for example,
a beagle.
Beagles. They're super energetic. However, some beagles have no energy at all. And we're like, what does that even
Thank you for the range.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, thank you for telling me that it's pretty much like human beings. Like, they can be so nice or they're idiots.
Alejandro Díaz Sicuy dice, un bulldog francés también está en el top 3
Top 3 mío también, yeah. Un bulldog francés no hace mucho.
Ronca.
Divino. O sea, ya van 2 cosas que se parecen a mí.
Tú no roncas, ¿de qué hablas?
Pero sí, el bulldog francés duerme mucho. Fantástico. Un perro que esté, pero no esté.
Ay, ¿qué dices?
No, es mentira.
Pero no, les dejaremos saber. Les dejaremos saber cuando decidamos qué perrito.
How much of the magnificent rendering of your painting? Oh, thank you for that. I think you're being a little hyperbolic there, but thank you. Overly generous. Of your painting depends on the paper backing. Why don't you paint on canvas? I just got used to it. I just got used to the paper. Like if you told me, Ali, why don't you paint? If I was painting on canvas, I would say, why don't you paint on paper? So I guess the question is not really relevant to the painting. But my painting just feels more comfortable, and I feel way more connected with paper. That may not be the case for everyone. That's totally fine. That's why it's my painting. And if Ali, for example, feels super comfortable in canvas, that's great. That's amazing. I took my family to the zoo, says Mark Heng. There was only one animal there, a dog. It was a Shih Tzu. Are you sure you went to the zoo, Mark? Yeah, maybe you went shopping to the grocery store and that was it.
To to the grocery store.
I don't know. I mean,
Why would a Shih Tzu be?
why would there not be a single animal at the zoo? What is that?
Because maybe they're
Corgis are
closing.
super nice, but I heard
Oh,
they're
but they
sobering.
shed a lot.
Yeah,
No,
they
that's the problem.
Yeah, they shed a
Because
lot.
we love corgis.
Oh,
But
they're super cute. Yeah, they're really, really cute.
yeah.
Anyways, get a pug, even if it has a lot of energy. I don't know. I'm not big a fan of pugs. No. How would you approach? So last question. So let's say last question so we can finish off. Mars Sa says, how would you approach painting a consistently moving thing like a dog or at a zoo or something? So if I go to paint from life at a zoo, let's say, or if I'm painting a dog and it's not like a sleeping dog, you know what the easiest thing to do would be to commit to a drawing and then use the animal to inform the drawing that you committed to. I don't know if that's if that describes what I'm trying to say, but because we can all paint something gestural. We can all draw something gestural. So if we see an elephant moving, we can kind of scribble what an elephant moving can feel like, right? So if you commit to that and the elephant keeps moving and you don't fight it, because you're never going to have, it's pointless to say, I can only paint it until it stays still, right? So if you scribble, the elephant while it's moving, and then based on what you're looking at, like on the universal qualities of what you're looking at, you inform your painting, then that makes a lot more sense rather than chasing moving nature. When you chase nature that moves, guess who's the person that's going to lose in that equation? Always us. Always. You cannot go as fast as nature. So you have to be super intelligent as to how to go about painting something that moves. But easiest answer, draw and commit to your drawing, and then educate your painting with the information that you see from the subject matter, even if it's moving. So yeah. Tranquilizer. So Liad says, just carry a tranquilizer gun wherever you go. So anyways.
And also you can take pictures.
Yeah, but yes.
No, but
of course,
like I'm being honest.
Yeah.
If you want to study something that's moving, like you can do it. But if you
You
want
can do
to
it.
paint something from the zoo, you could also take pictures.
Yeah.
And
But for
that's
example, if you're an
amazing too.
animator, you kind of want to
Yeah.
understand how they move and
But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying,
of course.
like,
I think
if like
use
you don't
every
have to
single
limit
resource.
yourself. If you really want to paint something at the zoo and you're like, I can't paint in the zoo because I can't enter my equipment or whatever.
Or if you're like us, there's no zoo in Bogota.
Yeah. So,
What? Panaca?
no, eso no queda
Parque Jaime Duque?
en el Jaime Duque.
No, it's not Bogota.
Yeah.
That's outside.
But yeah, I was going to say, like, at the end, we, at this era, we have cameras.
And
And
I think-
that's super easy
I think if we
to-
take our paints to Parque Jaime Duque, they wouldn't allow it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe you can't take the things to the zoo.
Yeah, they won't
So
allow
if you
it.
really want to paint something in the zoo, like the great thing is you can take a
Yeah.
picture.
As with everything else, use every single resource that we have right now. Look at YouTube videos. You could draw from those, from like National Geographic videos, or you could, if you have a zoo and if you can go to the zoo and you can paint in the zoo, amazing. But, maybe the zoo doesn't have the animal that, we're not all Disney that they fly people. It's like, hey, we're going to do Jungle Book and we brought you all to India to record all these places and animals. No, that's not the way it usually works. So sometimes, for me, I was an illustrator. You have to use every single tool that is at your disposal to try to solve a problem, whatever that tool may be. So, Danny's right in that sense.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for joining us to the conversation today.
Yes.
You're not paying attention.
Always pay attention to you.
So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
for the usual painting session.
Painting from life, yeah.
And we'll see you
I'm
on Monday.
painting from life and at the zoo. No, I'm
And
kidding.
we'll see you on Monday for my
Your painting.
answer. Yeah.
Your answer to my corner.
Yeah.
My little
We'll see.
keep broom. Guarda escoas. Keep brooms.
That's the name of the painting.
Keep
that
brooms.
should be the name
Broom
of the
keeps?
painting.
What did you say? Broom keeps or keep
Broomkeeper.
brooms? ¿Cómo?
Broomkeeper.
Broomkeeper. There we go. So we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you everyone
Okay.
for joining us.
Now we're going to clumsily end the video.
So wait.